streaming broadcast.
Let Me Be Frank is a 2021 comedy drama directed and written by Ryan Silva, and it is on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon, it is for free, so you guys can check that out streaming right now. Ryan Silva is someone that personally reached out to me on my Facebook channel. That is right, I do have a Facebook page. You guys can check that out on the information on my YouTube channel down below. But he reached out to me and he wanted me to watch his movie, and not only that, but he also wanted me to review it on YouTube. And I gotta say, honestly, the honor is all mine. I was flabbergasted. I was very much so happy, though, but flabbergasted the fact that he reached out to me and wanted to get my thoughts and for me to critique it and review it. So, Ryan, if you're watching this, man, you made my day, if not my week. Really made me happy. And not only that, not only did you reaching out to me make me happy, but I was also very happy the fact that there is a fellow filmmaker that is working with a low budget and everything that was able to get a big studio to say, hey, you know what? We're going to produce it. We're going to release it on our streaming services. So amazing, man. As a fellow filmmaker, I'm glad that you've been able to do this. And honestly, I'm looking forward to your work, honestly, for your future, because I'm certain that this won't be your only film. I'm certain that you're going to be making more films, and I'm looking forward to watching them. But Ryan Silva, what did he do with this movie? Well, I'll tell you this much. If you don't really know about this movie going into it, I will say that's probably your best bet going into it, because I personally did not know anything about going into it. But I will say, if you need to know a little bit going into it, I'll tell you what it's about. Ryan Silva actually stars in this as well, and he plays a character named Reggie. Him and his girlfriend, they move into Los Angeles. They're trying to obviously get accustomed with their careers and everything, but at the same time, their careers are in the art forms. And as many of you probably know, when you have a career that's in the art forms, it's very tough. It's very tough to get accustomed, and not only accustomed, especially in an area where it's overly populated with people in these kind of mediums, it's a lot to handle. And in addition to that, they also have a landlord that is a bit racist. And I will say, honestly, I was not expecting that, because there's I think it's the first 10 minutes, there's a scene that happens with the manager and this couple. And I was surprised. I was surprised with some of the dialogue. One word in particular that the manager used, I was like, okay, wow. Was not expecting that. But I will say, this is a movie that is honestly like a slice of life approach. It is all about the characters, and it's about their interactions with one another. And I will say, that is definitely the strong suit of this movie. The characters are three-dimensional. You genuinely care about these characters because they are played very well. I quite enjoyed the acting, honestly, and I really like the banner too. Not only with the intimate relationship of the couple in the movie, but also, let's face it, Reggie and Frank. Their friendship is something that I felt very palpable. While watching it, I definitely was able to buy it, and I was definitely able to, throughout the duration of the movie, see why they, by the end, would become friends and everything. And it felt believable. I really dug it, and I really liked the approach of the humor too, because that friendship does have many moments of humor that obviously has to deal with a lot of the age difference between their friendship. And that was something I quite enjoyed. Now, there were some times the dialogue was a bit too expository and did feel a bit unnatural, but for the most part, it definitely felt natural, and I did appreciate it. I also really liked, going back to the characters of the relationship, I also felt the chemistry between the main couple was really good. They have a lot of banter early on that felt very believable and very realistic, and I really dug it too. And I also think that the cinematography is pretty good. I don't know what camera was utilized, but it definitely was well shot, and I liked the camera angle choices. The lighting sometimes was a bit off, but overall, I think that it was very well shot, and I did like it for the most part. And I also liked how the setting itself also felt like a character almost. You definitely, again, throughout the duration of this 82 minutes, get a feeling of not only the environment, but these characters. And that's, again, the strong suit of this movie, as well as the humor, which, as I mentioned, it works for the most part. There were some times that kind of fell flat, but there are a decent amount of moments that do work. And some of them I actually laughed out loud too, so I gotta give props where props is due. But that being said, although I was entertained by this movie, and I do think that overall it is okay, there were some things I felt kind of mixed about. Nothing I hate by any means. Like, when I say negatives, I mean just things that I think that for the future could be worked on a bit better, or just, again, me personally, my taste. One of the things, as I mentioned earlier, is that the exposition at times did feel a bit too on the nose and didn't fully work. Sometimes it works. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it does work, but there were some times that it didn't. It didn't feel natural. And then also the story itself, the simplicity is something that I admire, but at the same time, we've seen this kind of story done before. And if not for the characters and the humor, there really isn't much making it stand out. But again, this is a debut film, and honestly, I can definitely see him working on this and getting even better with that. because again, he knows what he's doing in terms of characters and humor and naturalistic for the most part. So I got to give props for that. And then also the pacing. The second act does kind of meander a little bit. And I don't want to say meander into where I was bored. I wasn't. But I think with that strong first act and that ended up being strong third act, I think that second act just kind of had a little bit of padding and didn't fully work for me personally. But overall, these are minor nitpicks. Again, this is a movie that I would definitely say is worth your time, not only for supporting a fellow filmmaker, but honestly, if you like comedy, this is definitely something that works. It doesn't have that, that whole thing of where it's like 2/3 trying to be funny and then the third act being super serious. Doesn't have that, and that's honestly very refreshing. This is a movie that does try to balance the comedy with the drama throughout, and honestly, that's admirable, and I think a lot of studios should probably take notes, because one of my biggest things with mainstream comedies are that they don't take suit, and they have it where, again, as I mentioned, 2 acts of trying to be funny, and a third act that falls flat with trying to be dramatic. So, Ryan Silva, you did well, man. I'm looking forward to seeing your sophomore film, whenever that may come out, whatever it may be. But overall, guys, again, let me be frank, would definitely recommend you guys check it out. And let me be frank, for me personally, I'll be giving a 3 out of 5 star rating, which, for those like a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Frank's hot sauce rating. So, yeah, I do hot sauce ratings on my channel, so 3 out of 5 is Frank's. So, yeah, guys, let me be frank. Have you seen it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't, again, check it out down below. I'll leave a link for, obviously, it on Amazon Prime to watch for free. But, guys, again, thank you very much for watching. With the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.